So this is just a mini update on day 6, and this is Wednesday the 6th of August. We've now got a tractor here. I think it was decided that it's really just too much effort carrying all the sand, cement and gravel over here. So we've basically hired a tractor to do that heavy lifting and carrying it all over. Otherwise, which is pretty good because that's going to speed things up. It would have taken too much time for everybody to be carrying that over here. So the fact that we can do it in a couple of hours rather than a couple of days is really good. And what we can see is things are really progressing. So this is the first dome tent, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think 8 rebar columns in place now, which is pretty good. That's pretty good going for day 2 on construction. So we're pretty pleased. And all the rebar are just about finished, and I saw them this morning carrying over the rebar. It looks quite light, but it's not. It's still a big thing and a difficult thing to carry over. This is so this is just a quick little update, just so you can see how we do the foundations here. So what you can see here, this is inside a big hole, about 1.5 meters down, and you can see that they have the rebar foot, and attached to that is the rebar column, and here is the column going up. Now what will happen is you can see they put a wood casing around it. Inside that they will pour the concrete. Once the concrete has set, we will get wood cladding around the rebar, and then we will just pour concrete in the top until it sets, and that is a very solid foundation that's not going to sink or go anywhere. Here you can actually see where they've actually poured the concrete, taken the wood away, and the concrete is setting nicely. This is the concrete factory. Now this is a really tiring job to do. Basically what you do is you take some gravel, you take some sand, you take some cement, you add some water, and then you churn it away. And it's a really thick, heavy mix to use. And then you just fill little buckets up with it and pass it to the guy smoking a cigarette, why not, to fill into the base, and that's the process here. Now we don't have, this has all been done manually, because we're quite far from the road. We can't bring a cement truck in to do a big pour for these guys, so it's all got to be done manually. Very hard work, very tiring. So this is halfway through day 2. Things are still moving along really quickly, which is really pleasing. I think this is probably the fastest project we've ever done ourselves or seen anybody else do, so that's really good. There are some dark grey clouds overhead, but the weather forecast is for reasonably dry weather over the next couple of days, and that's really important because what we want to do is get those columns in, get the concrete poured in, and get them dry before we have any real substantial rain. After that, if it does rain, it doesn't matter so much, and we can just work in the breaks between the rain. This is really just a mini update as well, because I just wanted to really just show a little bit more about how the rebar feet and columns work, just in case anybody's watching this and is thinking of doing their own projects or their own construction in Thailand. Then you've got a good understanding of how the foundations work, and it's really important, I think, in Thailand. When these foundations are done well, they work well. When they're done badly, they really don't work at all. But so far, day 2, a lot less activity than yesterday. We don't have like the big diggers and all the trucks coming, so it's just really watching people in the field working away. But still, you know, we're still very optimistic, very happy, and still in control of our budget, although we've only so far spent 10% of it, so long way to go.